Friday Night Magic has come and gone, and there are lots of stories to tell. There were tears, there was laughter, there was joy, and I had a great time. This is Matt Hester with the Magic of Magic the Gathering, or as you can see on my Facebook and on Twitter and on YouTube, the Magic of MTG. And so I was playing at the Play Live Nation in Kennewick, Washington, and it was a great time to be had at this last Friday Night Magic. We decided to play Commander, and we actually had 3 people completely brand new to Commander. In fact, they were so brand new that this was the first time that they had ever built and played Commander decks. They built them specifically for the event, and it was just a great time. I got to see 3 different people make their way into Commander. We helped them build their decks. In fact, they were building them right up until the time we started. We started a little bit late to give them time to finish their decks, and it was a lot of fun. We had enough people for 2 full pods, so that's 8 players, and I got to play in one. We had only 1 of the new players in that pod, and then 2 of the newer players in the other pod, and it was fun. Unfortunately, the person in my pod, for whatever reason, their land base was not doing well. But it looked like they were still having fun, even though things didn't go as well as it was expected. Now, our game finished relatively quickly. I was playing Captain Sisse, and the Crewfix player, he played Dictate of Crewfix, which we all expected. And then, for some reason, he decided to play Dictate of Karametra, which lets you tap your lands for double mana. At that point, I'm like, well, the Elf player is going to go off. The Crewfix player is going to go off, so I better go off too. So at that point, I decided to just go grab Paradox Engine and grab all the win, all the great things, and I cast every legendary card in my deck and swung for, I think, 270 million damage at each person or something ridiculous like that. That was 1 hour into the game. Then the other... that was only half an hour, because then we switched to different decks and just played casually while we waited for the other pod. Now, the other pod, it was an interesting deck. It was like a Karlov, a Zakama, and then the 2 new players, and unfortunately I don't remember what they were playing. I think they were both playing black-white, so it was like 3 black-white players and a Zakama player. Anyway, so that battle was going for like 2 hours, and it came down to the Karlov player and the Zakama player. Now, the Zakama player, he'd been tweaking his deck for a while, and I helped him build his last week. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion with deck building. But it gets to the point where the Karlov player is like 90 life, and the Zakama player is struggling, and he ended up having to cast the Zakama for like 19 because he'd been exiled so many times. But the Dinos finally edged out the Karlov player at the end of the night, right before the store closed. So he was just ecstatic, because that's the first time he's won a big thing, and all the changes he made to the deck did great. And overall, it seemed like the 3 new players, even though they didn't win, they had a lot of fun. So I think this is a good introduction for Commander for them. So I'm looking forward to them getting to play more. I'm actually going to head there today because it's the open house. Anyway, this is Matt Hesser with the Magic of MTG, and this has been your Friday night recap.